Apple, the company known for innovation, and also giving me a heart attack with their eye-watering prices. It's that time again, where Apple is unveiling their new line of products and the excitement to see what they bring is rising. Everyone knows that Apple doesn't hold back on the prices of their products, so we wanted to know what was the most expensive products they sold. And for anyone waiting to be the first to grab up the latest tech, we wish your bank account good luck. Let's get into it. Number 5. Mac Pro 2013. This addition to the Mac family comes in at an eye-watering price of $9,600 if you want to max out all the specs. Of course, you could settle for the base version for $3,000, but if you're looking to get a Mac powerhouse like this, then you probably want the best, right? The Mac Pro has a modern, sleek design that will definitely draw the attention of anyone that enters the room, and you would hope so after abusing your bank account to get it. If you were to max out the specs of your Mac Pro, you would be sitting with a 12-core, 2.7 GHz processor, 64GB of RAM, 2 AMD FirePro graphics cards, and a 1TB SSD. For people who don't know much about computers, it basically means you can have more than 3 tabs open in Google Chrome without sucking the life out of your computer. Come on, just work. With this maxed out beast, you could easily edit movies, produce music with a ton of plugins, and handle the most demanding software. Of course, you may have to sacrifice a body part to get it, but let's be honest, who needs 2 lungs when you can have a Mac Pro? Oh, and by the way, the price doesn't include the mouse, keyboard, or 5K monitor. Number 4. Macintosh 1990. The price of this early Macintosh computer may surprise you, since it came out over 20 years ago. Well, if you wanted to get your hands on one of these bad boys, it would set your bank account back by $12,000. Damn, that's a lot. Especially for a computer back then. And with the way value of money changes over time, that $12,000 would easily be equivalent to $22,000 today. The computer was reportedly wicked fast, with a CPU boasting 40 MHz. Not very impressive by today's standards, but if we turn the clock back to 1990, Mac was definitely out to compete and push their limits. Though they were trying to make history, Mac wasn't able to break its way into becoming a regular workstation, since competition was so fierce at this time. Who would have known back then that years later, Apple would have had people camping outside to get their hands on the latest tech? Definitely not me. If I had known, I would have thrown all of my money into Apple stock instead of Beyblades. Number 3. iMac Pro 2017. If you guys are still with us and haven't suffered heart attacks from hearing these prices, then you may want to get ready for this. And if you did suffer some effects and you're currently being resuscitated by a healthcare professional, please tell them to hit that subscribe button to keep getting inspirational content on improving your wealth and also to keep up to date on the latest money affairs. This addition to the Mac family is priced at $13,200. Like with most Apple products, you could get the base model which is priced at $5,000, but if you're prepared to throw thousands at Apple, then you better go large or go home. And it's hard not to go big when they tempt you with such high-end specs. If you wanted to max out the iMac Pro, you could walk away with a 27-inch 5K Retina display, a 4.3 GHz 18-core processor, a Vega 64X graphics card, 256 gigs of RAM, and a 4TB SSD. Like most Apple products, it also features a modern design and comes in space grey. There's no way you'd ever struggle to get work done with specs like these, which is what you'd expect for that hefty price. At least this time Apple were kind enough to include the mouse and keyboard. Number 2. Apple Watch Edition 2015. For most people, a watch that can tell the time is a pretty good watch. I mean, that is the whole point of a watch, right? Well, that wasn't good enough for Apple. They decided to push the boundaries and turn that boring old regular watch into something that was basically a second smartphone. Thanks to Apple, now you have a watch that not only tells you the time, but also tells you suck for not reaching your daily steps. I promise I'll get in shape when the lockdown ends. If you want the luxury of having high-end technology strapped to your wrists, then you'll be looking at spending $17,000. The base price of the watch is $350, which causes far less anxiety in comparison. The watch came with an 18-karat yellow or rose gold case and clasps. However, it quickly became clear to Apple that people weren't looking to have a watch that cost the same amount as a car, so they discontinued the product. Number 1. Mac Pro 2019. If your bank account is screaming at you for even picturing owning any of the products on this list, then I'd tell it to get ready for the final hit. Now, I want you to guess how much this next Apple product is going to cost. $52,000. If you guessed right, then I'm impressed, and also a little scared of your incredible accuracy. The price of the base model is $6,000, and the design honestly looks like a cheese grater. But if that design is appealing to you, you could have this absolute beast in your home for $52,000. If the specs of the other computers impressed you, then I'd sit down for this one. The maxed out version features a 28-core 4.4 GHz processor, 1.5 TB of RAM, 4 graphic cards in case you're planning on filling a room with 5K monitors, and an 8 TB SSD. This Mac definitely blows everything else out the water. I'm honestly not even sure what you'd need all this computing power for, but whatever your goal is, this monster of a Mac can definitely handle it. Just be careful not to cause a blackout in your city by switching it on. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far and enjoy watching our content, we'd really appreciate it if you gave a like, comment, or subscribed. And don't forget to turn on the notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. This is Luxcess, and we are here to inspire.